Laughter is a gift, and causing laughter is an act of kindness. So I am choosing to do humor to counteract all the suffering that exists in the world. And I found out recently that this is one of my purposes in life, is to bring more joy and laughter and relief to people who are in a place where life is not so much fun for them. So I repeat, laughter is a gift, and causing laughter is an act of kindness. And thank you all for being here. That's my purpose. Okay, so here we are doing stand-up comedy, but I'm sitting, which is possible. We'll see if I can do stand-up even though I'm sitting, okay? And it's like 5 o'clock on a Friday, and so most people are working or traveling, so just to show up is a gift to me. But the beauty of it is, this is like the basement of the Holbrook Hotel, and there's no window, so you cannot tell what time it is. So let's just make believe it's 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, prime time.
Yeah.
Nobody will know the difference, right? All right, thank you. Now, I have this issue about comedians who use nasty, foul, dirty language, right? And they cut down other ethnicities. So I refuse to do that. So seriously, I am not going to be using any of that. So this show is G-rated. Oh, by the way, the G stands for gluten-free. And also organic, non-GMO. And my favorite part, this is a G-, breastfed. Also, I'm a lot younger than I look. I dye my hair gray on purpose just to get senior discounts. And it works everywhere. It's just dye it. Yeah. By the way, you know someone's 65 or older if you all recognize this? It is a flip phone. It's archival. Also, they're probably driving a very large four-door car, either a Cadillac, Lincoln, or a Buick. If someone's driving really slow, and they're driving that kind of car, you just look, you'll see they're 65 or older. I have this other thing, which is, oh yeah, lately people thinking I'm needing a hearing aid because I'm going what a lot, and in restaurants I can't hear so well, and in crowds, and so I've been doing research on hearing aids, and I'm like resisting it because like automatically that kind of makes me older to most people. But I actually tried one on the other day, and after the whole shtick happened, they showed me the colors I could choose, and now I want them because I got to pick out the color. Right? It's going to be gray, it'll match my glasses and things like that. Don't be so serious, man. You know me.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Okay. So I like to point out the everyday things that people are involved in, but they're not paying attention. Like every time you check out someone, check out a place where you're paying for something, they say, have a nice day. And I say, can I have more than a day, please? Have a nice week, a nice month, have a nice year, or ultimately, how about a nice life? Although, this is Nevada County, so how about a nice afterlife? And then they say, to tell you the truth, and I go, does that mean you don't normally tell the truth? Only this time? Or they say, how are you? How are you? As they're walking away as fast as possible. That's not so funny, but it's true. And then they say, well, I'll see you later. And I always go, well, what time will that be exactly? Huh? Or, have a good one. Well, this is G-rated, so we won't go there. But if it was not G-rated, that could be very interesting. Have a good one, right? So it's probably, have a good day. By the way, someone I checked out with, she said, you have as many good days as you want, honey. I've been going back to that register ever since. And then I had a teenage girl, and she says, Have a nice afternoon. It's so limiting. Can you get it? These are things that people say to us every day. We're not paying attention. And as a service to you, I just brought it up. By the way, if you're not feeling good, and you're a little depressed, and you have a debit card and you have some money in it, go buy something. It automatically says, you're approved. You feel better. I'm going to do this for Erin because she's insisted I did. You go to the dentist. He or she sticks the stuff in your mouth, you can't talk, and they start asking you questions. You know? So how's your life? You married, you're not? How many are your kids? Blah, blah. And by the way, you have a job, right? You can pay for what I'm doing today. I mean, you know, yeah. This is why I wasn't sure if I was going to use it. You understand? Because most people. By the way, what is the purpose of dust? Has anyone figured it out?
Bust?
Dust. D-U-S-T. It's for Johnson & Johnson to sell things, clearly. You know, wipes and mops and all that crap. Okay. By the way, on TV there's a commercial that says, best movie of the year, come and see it. I'm going, well, it's the only first week in January. There aren't other movies out. Or by the way, Hallmark Cards has a new card celebrating prostitutes. It's between, this is G minus. This is between Mother's Day and Father's Day. I don't know. By the way, I don't know about you, but you see the DMV building, the Department of Motor Vehicles in our town? It's been down 2.5 years and it's finally going to open in February. It's taking 2.5 years to build. Every time I drive by, there's no workers there. But when I was 16, the very day, you got your driver's license, right? The very day. They took my picture. Ever since, I've never had a good picture. Just say yes. Okay, fine. I actually spent some time the last time and was really friendly, offered her 20 bucks. She took 2 pictures instead of 1, but it still wasn't very good. And why do people take Alaska Airlines to Hawaii? They do. You're trying to get in the mood, you know, you're going to Hawaii, it's nice and blah, 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 and you're taking Alaska Airlines. It makes no sense. By the way, our airport is called Sacramento International. How can they call it international? You cannot fly to anywhere meaningful out of the country except maybe Mexico. And the insignature on the tag says SMF, Sacramento Municipal Field. It was basically out in the rice fields. But I finally, as a service to you, I finally figured out why it's called international. You ready? It's the food court. Real, fake, Italian, Chinese, and Mexican food. Okay. I'm gonna just go through all the various stores that most of us know in this town. This is local humor, and see if we can find something funny about it. There's the dollar store, where if the whole thing collapsed and went away, nobody would miss it, nobody cares. Everything there is total crap. However, the one thing that's good value is this $3.98 every place sells. There's $1. This is a log starter. It only works once. Only the first time. And then it's nothing. Seriously. It's yours.
Laundry detergent.
And then we have Knight's paint. When I was growing up, cans of paint, a whole gallon was $3.99. I'm going in there buying stuff, and there's a shelf, and there's different paints, and I said, well, what's on the top shelf? And they said, well, that's Ultra. I said, well, what does that mean? He said, well, it has a lifetime guarantee, and it's only $60 a can. I went, well, in order for me to take a benefit of this, I have to be like 3 years old to start. And how do I prove that the paint fails? Do I take part of my house down, cut it off, bring it into the store, hoping the store is still there? And do I still even have the receipt? And they said, well, don't worry, and we'll also prorate it for the number of years you've had it. So you'll get $3.99. You see the tie-in, how it's something right back? So, some people who understand comedy realize how brilliant that is. By the way, CVS says they're open 24 hours a day, so on Christmas I drove in the parking lot and it was still open. I couldn't believe it. CVS has an education Customer value service. Oh, I never knew that. Okay. Hills Flat Lumber, right? If you go to the new location and you walk up, two things happen. Nosebleed or cardiac arrest. So don't you think it should be Hills Top, not Hills Flat? I saw the sign there the last time I went there. It says Duracell AAA batteries, guaranteed 10 years. I'm like, guaranteed 10 years? This is a battery? This is really cool. You didn't know this. You read it carefully. In storage. When it's in the original package, it's 10 years. Once you use it, it's like, who knows? That is a total ripoff. Enough of that. I went to my bank. I'm not going to tell you who it is. It was a new teller, so I wanted to meet them and say hi. I gave them $200, $20 bills, all cash. And just before it was closing, she said, "Do you want any cash back?" This is true. Last time I went in there, she wasn't there. Oh, they weren't there anymore. I cleaned that up. You noticed that it was he, she, whatever. I went to Staples. It's just around the corner there. And I said to this person, "Oh, by the way, I'd like to buy some Staples. Do you have any?" They went, Staples? Then I asked 3 people. There's a bottom shelf on the back of the store. It's called Staples. It's pretty weird, isn't it? Okay, it's time to admit you go to the grocery outlet, right?
Yes.
Everybody here, yeah. And isn't it true that the very first time you went, you looked around to make sure you didn't see anybody you knew? You're kind of like hiding the aisles? That's where I met you, right? That's so funny. And yeah, new owner, big aisles, 3 of them have, some organic stuff, great prices. I go there myself, not the only place. But some of the brand names you never heard of, Aunt Peggy's garbanzo beans or something. But if you don't buy them that day, you may never see them again. Right. And every time you check out, they always tell you how much you save. And sometimes it's more than you spent. They say, how the hell can you do that? Well, between you and I, it's buying a lot of wine. But at any rate, so grocery outlet. Okay. Sissy, thanks for showing up.
Hey.
You're a little late, but hey, it's okay. I know you're working all the time. I just appreciate you showing up. It's very cool. Thank you. You got to be careful at the grocery outlet, though, because if it's really crowded and you park far away, by the time you pay for it and you walk to your car, it could have expired. You know where Meeks Lumber used to be, and they knocked it down and built a new building? It's going to be a Tractor Supply store. What can they possibly sell that anybody in this town would buy? And I checked it out. They don't even sell tractors.
Really?
Okay, that's clearly not funny. So when I find something's not funny, I address it and give you the satisfaction to know I know about it. That means I will never use it again. We have people from the health club here. There's several of them in town. I won't get into it too seriously. I have a great joke. Did I ever tell? Can I tell this joke? Well, South Yuba Club closed one location, and so some people can't afford to go to the new one. Okay, and so I got 100 of those people together to go to the new club and get in the swimming pool, and on 3, we're all gonna urinate. And as a protest, and then we're going to have some people have chemicals and drop it in the water so you'll be able to see it. And then we're going to have the Union newspaper there with their camera, and on 3 we're all going to raise our fists and say we're pissed. I think they would get the message. But at any rate, the health club I go to now is really interesting. In the I think I'm going to save that one. Yeah. But anyhow, in gyms they have these weights, dumbbells they call them. They go from like 10 pounds to 220, and they just line them up. They're called free weights. So I've been taking them home for years, and I haven't really any room in my house anymore. And people tell me, "Where's that 20, man? It's been gone for months. It's in my house." Okay, we can't get through talking about this town unless we talk about our world-famous co-op, the Briar Patch. And I love it. They have great things, really healthy, fantastic produce. But if you ever want to know what full retail is, that's where you go. And they have changed their receipt. The old receipt, they found out the ink on it was poisonous. So this new one is ascorbic acid. You didn't know this, right? And so what I do, I lick it now to get my vitamin C. I just lick it. Also, there's every year there's something famous in the health food industry. Kale is really the thing, right? And what they have at the co-op, even at the grocery outlet, they sell crunchy kale, in packages, 3 leaves. They heat it up, they put some flavoring on it, and it's almost $5 for like that. And they give it fancy names so people will buy. I don't need to do that anymore. I have my glasses on. It's called Vampire Killer. What kind of what? And another thing that got very popular is chia seeds, right? I only tell this to a few people. If a cash crop, you want to make a lot of money, the next thing after kale is going to be Swiss chard, so start planting it. People are going to be sticking it up their noses, I'm telling you. But hey, don't you get upset when you go to the grocery store and there's an express lane, 12 items or less, and there's someone in front of you way more, right? Yes. I have a way to solve it. The cashier pushes a button, and a very large person, could be male or female, called the food police, escorts them to another line, which is the longest line in the store. And when they finally get to the register, anything over 12 items, they have to pay double for it. Right? Forget it. Because I'm over 65, most men here will not admit it, but I actually, even if a line is long, I pick out who I want to meet. Because at my age, with my dyed gray hair, I look older than I am, so most women will not look at me anymore as they pass me by. But if I choose in line and they're checking me out, they have to deal with me. I'm paying money, so I have conversations, so at least I'm getting recognized. And I actually do that. You do too, but you will not admit it. Dennis, I know.
No, I'll admit it.
Okay. Don't tell your wife, though. She's not here. Okay, they have entire aisles of fake candy bars at the co-op that are supposed to be good for you, right? Health versions.
Right.
For me, as long as it doesn't have fructose, it's okay. But have you ever seen a Luna bar?
Yes.
Yeah. It says the whole nutritional bar for women. As a service to you, I, as a guy, decided to eat one and see what would happen if I ate something that was specifically for women. You can imagine. I'm going to clean this up. It took about 2 minutes. My stomach, my chest, cardio was getting soft. My eyes were getting teary. The first person I saw who I didn't even know, I started sharing my most intimate feelings with. And then I got this amazing urge to go shopping. What can I say? But for equality, I'm going to reverse it now. I found a woman to eat a major protein bar that was for men only. Okay? So it's equal here. What happened to the guy? To the woman who's eating a bar for men? Heart stiff, eyes steely. Started watching any sport they could on TV. And late at night, when all the key events were gone, they were watching roller derby and ping pong and even bowling, right? And they drank a lot of alcohol, any kind at all. And he didn't relate to anybody. That's it. That's not so funny, but at least that's what happened in my mind. Hey, what I don't do for you. Oh, I forgot to tell you about. No, I didn't. By the way, did you ever go down? I'm just talking about stores now. We are at the Co-op, and now we're going down the hill to Rockland, and there's a sports store now where they sell boats and ammunition and fishing stuff. I went in there out of curiosity. They had an enormous section of clothes, and one whole section was this stuff, camouflage, right? And I asked somebody who was a hunter, is it true? Wait a minute. The camouflage stuff they were selling was every part of your body. Socks, pants, shirt, t-shirt, hat, gloves, and even underwear. Why would they? For what? Who would even see it? And then I got curious. So, Mr. Hunter, the things that you hunt, aren't they colorblind? You go, yeah. So, if someone's wearing camouflage and they're a human, you could not see them and hit them. So, clearly that's not funny, but it's education. I don't know, I just couldn't help it. Could not help it. Okay. That's everything on the deck. Oh no, all right. Let's talk about this and see if it works. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Suspected infection can be serious. Even now, where serious potentially fatal brain infection caused by a virus may be possible, this condition has not been reported from Tibia. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, experience frequent infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Liver problems can occur with Tibia. If you refuse your Crohn's treatment isn't working for you, ask your gastroenterologist about Tibia. Tibia, relief and remission within reach. Could you hear that it was side effects of prescription drugs? Basically, I was just getting warmed up. One of my favorite subjects. Oh, this is the beginning of obesity in America, by the way. This is my hero, whoever invented pop-up tissues. Oh, it's such a relief. Okay, so on television now, there's cars, beers, and prescription drugs. That's what dominates. And it's 26 letters in the alphabet, and every prescription drug, you cannot pronounce what it sounds like. It doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't apply to what it's for. It doesn't have any logic to it. Don't you agree? Okay, you don't care, but it's true. There's this new drug, it's for osteoporosis, and you only need to take one a month. And in order to ingratiate yourselves with the drug company, they're willing to send you 1 month free. How many pills is it? One freaking pill. I would have said something else, which is G-rated. And it costs more to mail it than to send it. And I guess if you forget to take it, maybe you lose a joint or something like that. I don't know. Believe me, I have a lot of empathy for Alzheimer's, but they're developing a new drug for it, but I can't remember the name. Plus, you have to take it like 3 times a day. Good luck. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And then, for ecological reasons, they're coming out with a condom now. It's biodegradable. So to test it, you have to buy 3, I'm sorry. This is what, and I put one outside on a clothesline and I watered it, and it moisture, and it immediately dissolved. So I don't think it's going to work. You agree? Yeah. This, my dear friends, there's a sheet that comes with one prescription drug. It's the side effects, both sides, all in English.
Wow.
Yeah, damn. some of the side effects, if you're a male, you can start lactating, you can start irritating, could be rusty, your eyes could pop out of your socket, you could have diarrhea and constipation at the same time. How do you do that? Could cause comas, suicide. There's one thing that says harmful if swallowed. Another one is, that one really is true. A suntan lotion. Don't apply to the eyes or the skin. Really? Okay. And my favorite, I finally know the cause of death. Stop breathing. When you stop breathing. And this is the lesson. If death occurs, we highly recommend you stop taking it immediately. And you know why? Those extra pills could go to your neighbors or people in your family. You get hooked on them and start buying more. Okay.
Oh, I think it's the projector.
By the way, I'm not going to spray this, but the name of the show is Good Clean Humor, so I bought it just in case. I totally forgot, but I saw it singing and I might as well use it. Do you all know what? Okay, that's my formal presentation, but we're going to do more. We're going to do some improv. So this is the time for your first round of applause, if you like. Now. See, that's one of the reasons I do this. Is it feels good to be appreciated. Okay, there's something known as gibberish, and let's start with John. Come on up. John, if you just stand there. John is assisting. He's working for the festival. Actually, he's volunteered his time, so you can actually thank him. Or not.
Yay, John!
Here's what we're going to do. John is going to talk gibberish, which is basically talking that you can't understand. But you all as the audience are going to pick out what he's an expert in, and then I am going to interpret what he's saying. So I need from you, this is improv, I have no idea what's going to happen. What is he an expert in?
Koalas.
Koala bears? Yeah?
No, but
Yes, you have to say yes and.
What?
You have to say yes and.
oh yes.
Okay, just start.
So do you want me to be an expert in what they want me to be?
You are an expert in koala bears. You have to tell us all about them.
I see. Okay.
Well, first place, I, John, being an expert in koala bears, are very pleased to be here to share that with you. And as you can tell, they mean a lot to me. Now, the way koala bears sustain themselves is they have to eat. And so they actually have the ability to climb trees and take vegetation. Yeah. When you're up there on the trees, you got to be very careful because you could fall, and there are people who, in camouflage outfits, who might take me out. I also have the ability to walk on the ground, but I have to go walk very carefully because a lot of animals are just use the just use the ground. Yeah. Because there aren't showers freely available, I scratch and itch a lot. But my eyesight is amazing, and you would not believe what I see, and I'm not going to tell you goodbye. Did you hear what I said? I'm done now, goodbye.
Oh, that was my cue.
Yes,
You always stop when you're ahead. Now I'm going to go back to something I want to talk about that I have time to do. And it's called the elimination room. When you have to go, it's not a restroom, you cannot rest. It's not a bathroom, you cannot take a bath. You're resting. Let's say you go to a really nice restaurant and you're using a toilet, let's say, and you want to wash your hands. On the mirror on the right bottom, there's a decal from the government that says, if you work here, you must wash your hands. Which means, I don't have to. I don't want to. But if I did, you don't have to touch anything for cleanliness. There's a soap dispenser, not enough soap ever. There's, put your hand in the water, comes out, and then you don't have to touch it, then you put a machine in, it dries it out. There's nothing funny about that, yet. There's a new, men, I don't know what it is, but ladies, when you go to, if you looked at the men's room, inside, there's two things. There's one is a baby changing station that is never used, and then there is men are used to urinating, this is not G-rated now, it's G-minus. They're used to urinating against a wall, so they have a porcelain urinal. It all started from the old days when we were with the monkeys. We would just urinate outside, but I don't know why we always chose a tree to do it to. But anyhow, there's a new urinal now, and all you have to do to make it flush is you wave your hand above it. So it's really powerful. You say, "I command you to flush," and it goes away. Okay. Have you ever seen in like airports, public places? I've got to get a prop here. Oi. I did that for you. I said oi. You said oi man. Where's the toilet? Oh, some of the toilets now have two buttons on them. And one is for light flush and one is for heavy, right? Well, they need to have scales in those bathrooms. You need to weigh yourself both times. And after you eliminate, if you're a lot less weight than you were when you started, you should flush the button with the big flush. You get that? All right. Y'all recognize this? It's not every day you see some guy with this thing around their head. So for cleanliness and security, there's a toilet, and you want to use it. So you take one of these really thin tissue papers, and it's got 3 sections. You carefully rip it so it doesn't destroy itself, and you place it the correct way in the toilet. And before anything happens, it automatically flushes. So you're pretty desperate. So this one's gone. It flushed then. So now you use the toilet, and you get up, and it has this electronic flusher that does it automatically. It's behind there, and it's got a little red light and flashes and stuff. And you like get up and it doesn't flush. And you go, well, what am I going to do, man? And so, a woman, so you get up again, you stand, nothing. You put your hand in front, you move back and forth. Nothing works. There's something called skillful means. You take another tissue paper off the side of the thing, you carefully rip it, you turn it the right way, you put it in the toilet, and it flushes. What? You're all agreeing with me, you're uncomfortable with that, that's why you're not laughing, but it's the truth. Admit it. Okay. I now need you. Please, we're going to do a little more gibberish.
Okay.
Your name again?
Shauna.
Shauna. Shauna is part of the festival. Some of you may have seen her in the
Menopause.
Menopause. And guess what? Her mother clapped the loudest. She's right here.
Grandma.
Oh, that's right, your grandma. I forgot. I saw that show with those. Actually, I got on stage. They wanted to volunteer. I went up. I got to do nothing. What is she an expert in?
Everything.
Oh, here, you.
So, Paula Deen cookery.
Okay.
Cookery?
I haven't had TV in about 18 years.
Southern
I'll make it up. I can figure that out.
Something about cookery.
No idea who Paula Deen is.
Does anyone else have something they want to push ahead instead of that one? No, that's you do, but it's not clean. Okay, cookery. Okay, start.
Well, Johnny ran your hair, warm your man, hand it, or
Okay, she's saying, you guys are so privileged to have me as an expert, because so many of you made so many mistakes cooking things. I know what to buy, how to cook it, what to use it, and I'm really pleased to be here.
Oh, where you going in your hand your mouth?
Okay, the first thing when you cook is you need a vessel, and when you get a vessel, you put the stuff in it, and you move it with a ladle.
Yeah. Oh. Tick, 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 tick.
Okay, it's really important to put the ingredients in with the amount that it says, otherwise it could explode in your face. And we don't want to start a tradition where when you're cooking you have to wear a mask. But if you're not careful and you start a fire, be careful to have an extinguisher close by so you can put it out. Oh yes, and it's very important before you serve it to anybody to taste it first, make sure it's palatable. Yeah, a little more salt and pepper. How about cayenne? Too hot. Too hot, okay. Is this stuff that you're promoting healthy? So it's really good for your tummy. It gives you probiotics and coconut oil. And it doesn't give you diarrhea. No, but it could cause constipation. Okay. And after you eat it, do you get really sleepy? Okay, go to sleep. Thank you. Does anyone else want to try that? We have time? You do. No? Okay, let's do the three-headed wise person. I'm going to explain this to you. If you have a burning question that you always wanted an answer to, you know, you guys are not even a couple and you're flirting like crazy and you're distracting me, you're laughing and smiling. And I thought it was just what I was saying, but no, it's just you're just enjoying each other.
What's wrong with that?
It's both.
I don't get to do it, that's what's wrong with it. So the three-headed wise person is three different people, and it's going to answer your burning question that you always wanted an answer to. So you please, and I need, who's going? I think you might be good at this. You want to do it or not? You don't, it's so simple, I'm going to explain it to you.
Okay.
Whatever her question you ask, each one of us just says, oh, pardon me for a moment. Says one word. So you'll say, the cow eats grass every day. So once you get in front, you do the middle, and you do that. So what we need is the burning question, so I can give you an answer. What?
So you like stick your head out and say it?
What did you just say? We're just one at a time now. What's the burning question you want the answer to? You people in the back there. Anybody? Make it up.
What's the meaning of life?
Of course. A very insignificant question. What is the meaning of life? Give me a word. Keep going.
Ultimately.
No, one word. Ultimately, eh?
That is one word.
Is it one syllable or
No,
one
one
word?
that's fine. Ultimately.
The
Answer.
Is not. Isn't.
easily
Because.
No one.
ever
Knows.
What?
to
Answer. That's the answer to that one. Who else has a burning question? You do. Grandma.
Life after death.
Is there life after death? Perfect. Go.
Absolutely.
when
You.
Expire.
then
It.
Will.
become
Life.
Again.
forever.
All right. Looks like there's no problem there. You, sir, who are related to this amazing woman, you got a question?
How come cows can't fly?
Fly?
How come cows can't fly? Go.
Wings
Do
Appear.
when
cows?
Fly. You see how that resolves itself? One more.
Why can't you eat soap? Why can't you eat soap?
Why can you not eat soap?
Yeah.
I could do a whole thing on that before we even start, but never mind.
possibly
You
Might.
barf
and
Choke.
and
spit.
Up.
dinner.
There you go. Okay, thank you. I'm going to try something else that Paula Poundstone does. Have you ever seen her? She just randomly asks people stuff and works with them. So, did you ever have a career?
Jack of all trades.
Okay. How about you? What do you do?
I'm a performance art teacher.
Performing arts teacher. How long have you been doing that?
21 years.
21 years. Why do you do it?
Because it's the best job in the world.
It's the best job in the world. Why is that?
Because I get to play all day long and I never have to grow up.
You all hear that? What's the one little downside of it?
Being exposed to all of the childhood illnesses
Uh-huh.
continually.
Yeah. What do you do to try to prevent that and not get sick?
Maintain healthy life habits.
Didn't I see you at a bar the other night, almost wiped out drinking?
Definitely not.
Okay, that wasn't you. And I saw you eating a Snickers bar? It wasn't you.
At least in the last decade.
Do you know, this is really weird. If you have pest control come over to take care of rodents, and they have put a trap, they actually take a Snickers bar and put it in there. And that's what they kill them with. And people are eating them all the time. That's interesting. Uh-huh. What do you do?
I'm an herbalist.
A what?
Herbalist.
You are an herbalist.
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous. Congratulations. I really respect that. I've been eating herbs my entire life. Some of the herbs I didn't realize what they were when I was really young, but now they became legal. But
Thank goodness.
you can probably recommend an herb for her to take when she's working with her kids so her immune system stays up.
Yeah. Garlic, turmeric.
Garlic, turmeric. Huh. What do you normally eat?
Plants.
Plants?
Meat.
Meat?
Yeah.
You're not a vegan?
No.
Wow. So you still have B12 and vitamin D left in your body.
I think so. I haven't checked.
Have you ever checked your hormones?
Uh,
You might want to do
way?
that. Huh?
In what way?
Well, any way that gives you pleasure, honey. I don't know.
Then yes.
If anybody wants an herbalist and needs some advice, you stick around and give me your cards. I totally respect your vocation.
Thank you.
How about your friend? What do you do?
Yoga teacher.
Really? Do you need an herbalist?
Well, yeah, do you happen to know one?
Well, you should introduce yourself. Where do you teach yoga? Where do you teach it?
At the ashram, there's a Shivananda yoga.
Oh yes, I'm Valentine.
Valentine.
Valentine. Did I pronounce it right?
Valley Tree.
I know that place.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
It's pretty far away, but it's
Not so
good.
far.
Oh, congratulations. All right. So why is it advisable to do yoga?
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind,
Health.
health. How long have you been doing it?
10 years.
Wow. So you used to be disabled in lots of ways?
Probably, yeah.
And
You can
now
put it
you're
that
not.
way. Yeah.
Do you still have a living or? No, you're a teacher now.
Retired.
Get out. They kicked you out?
Done working.
Huh?
Still
You're
a
not
teacher.
What?
Still a teacher.
You are a teacher. What grade?
High school.
High school. They need you. They did men, images and gray hair. You dyed gray as well, right? Yeah, you're definitely.
Senior discount.
What subject do you teach?
I teach all subjects.
What?
All subjects.
Do you see why I need hearing aids?
What?
What? Who else can I pick on? Are you retired, sir?
I'm tired but not retired.
You're tired but not retired. What do you do?
I'm a carpenter.
You're a carpenter, far out. If anybody needs something fixed, please contact him. You have to charge less money in this county than others, right? Because it's not like the big city.
I charge the same rate and stay pretty busy.
What's your specialty?
As 35 years experience, I ended up in high-end residential trim work and stuff like that.
Trim work. I don't need a trim anymore. I do it myself.
It's a good thing.
Anybody else want to volunteer what the hell they do? I've had 4 careers myself. I get bored with things, I move on. This stand-up comedy stuff is, I just started to... By the way, this particular performance means a lot to me because last year I could not be in the performance, they give one, and an operation on my throat, I couldn't even talk. So now here I am talking for an hour, having a wonderful time, hopefully entertaining you. So based on that, this is the beginning and the end. Karen, for God's sake, I just finished. Oh, God. Karen Lee walks in, my dear friend, and she, of course, knows I'm ending, and walks in just to distract me.
Sorry, Barry.
What do you do for a living, Karen?
A lot of things, Barry.
She's not going to play with me. Okay. Laughter is a gift, and causing laughter is an act of kindness. Thank you so much for coming. Many blessings. Stay by and goodbye. I hope the comfort to you is in town.
You can sneak in the iron door.
Look at that. It's exactly on time. So you're here to see the next show, right?
Give me a hard time, you know?
Oh, he will.
Thanks, Barry.
I can't believe what just happened. My signature is to wear this hat. I forgot to put it on.
It would have ruined your gray hair joke.
Question. Is this better to do this routine wearing the hat or not? Who says yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Except for the gray hair part.
I did the whole routine and I forgot to put it on.
You just take it off to do the gray hair part and then
Start
put it
all
on.
over again.
Yeah, I just need to
So I'm a lot younger than I look. I dye my hair gray on purpose. Oh, by the way, this is made out of hemp. This is in the back. Goodbye.